guys, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. This is Sarah Hall, the Wealthy Optimist. Today I'm coming at you with a quote from Fight Club. Yes, I just did that. We buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. Now, have you ever found yourself getting stuck in that trap of trying to impress people that you don't even care about, or a group of people that you don't even want to be involved with? Or maybe when you were younger, in your high school years, you were trying to fit in with like the popular crowd, the cool kids, or maybe in your adult life, you're trying to fit in with a group of people that you just don't click with, but yet you're like going out of your way to try to fit in with these people. And this can cause us so much more emotional upset and turmoil and insecurities than we actually realize. What it does is it creates this kind of incessant insecurity inside ourselves where we feel like we have to act or be a certain way in order to get approval from somebody else. And all that's doing is destroying your sense of self, because you don't have to impress anybody. I mean, why would anybody need to impress anybody in the first place? We need to be able to be proud of being who we are and to really recognize that there is nothing that you can find inside of anybody else's approval that you can't find within yourself. And that right there is the crucifix. Like, that is the be all and end all of what it is to be truly yourself. You can find everything you need within yourself. And I can reflect with this and relate to this a lot, because when I was younger, even up until maybe I was like 20, 21, I was really trying to I was like a chameleon almost. I knew who I was when I was younger, and I've talked about this a little bit before on my Instagram stories, so if you want to hear a bit more about this, go and check those out. But when I was in like middle school and when I was a kid, I knew exactly who I was, and I was happy, and I was passionate about my hobbies. I loved writing and reading, and I was super imaginative and creative. And when I hit high school, there were suddenly all these, different kind of peer pressures and different kinds of people and different kinds of, you should be this way and you should be that way, and guilt trips and pressure. And it affected me, and it made me feel like I needed to change to fit in with the type of people that were putting these pressures on me. And it ended up causing a lot of unrest in my life for quite a few years. So up until the time I was about 20, 21, I was really going from one kind of group of friends that I didn't even want to be friends with. I didn't even like any of these people. I didn't resonate with them. I didn't fit in with them. Their personalities were nothing like mine. And a lot of the times they weren't good people either. And I was hanging out with kind of like a bad kind of crowd because I desperately wanted to fit in. I'm going to be honest, I desperately wanted to fit in. And so I was trying to be all these different people and wear all these different hats, and, kind of lost track of who I was. And it caused a lot of anxiety, to be honest, a lot of anxiety. And although I get this all the time, I'm a very strong person, I'm a very, positive person, I know what I want, I do all these things, and people are always like, oh, I'm so impressed that you can do this. It's been a lot of inner work. It's been a lot of work on myself and development and letting go of insecurities or vulnerabilities of myself, letting go of relationships that don't serve me, letting go of people. I've had to cut out, block, delete, unfriend, get rid of so many people in my life. It's not even funny. Honestly, I had this really bad tendency before I was on a healing path to let in people that weren't good for me, and to really trust people that were really, really toxic. And sometimes I'll do it again. Sometimes I slip up, even though I've learned so much in the past decade about who I am and how to heal from those things and setting up really strong boundaries. Sometimes I will do it again, and I'll put my trust into somebody who doesn't deserve it, who's not worthy of my trust, because they don't have good intentions. And now I'm getting better, and I will, recognize that maybe after a couple of weeks or a slight amount of investment in that person. But it does take time, and you cannot beat yourself up for continuing to, put your trust in people that aren't really worthy of it, I guess. So what I'm trying to say in that sense is, back then when I was a kid, I knew who I was. Now I know who I am again. And although sometimes people will try to hurt me, I don't want to ever change again. You know, I don't want to try to change who I am, because I'm a good person with a big heart. I have a lot of love to give, and I'm not going to change who I am or get rid of even that that vulnerability, you know, and that trust that I have for people, because that's a part of me. And I'm not going to get rid of that to change so that bad people won't hurt me. You know, it's not on me that those people do bad things to me. It's on them. It's a reflection of who they are, and their energy and their personality has nothing to do with me and my heart and who I am as a person. And to accept something like that, and to be able to be strong enough to let go of people that are toxic, whether it's friends, partners, family members, it doesn't matter. To be able to let go of people that are toxic and to remember who you are has been one of those valuable lessons that I've ever taught myself, that I've ever learned from myself. And I think that when you give up trying to impress others, you can really transform your life in like a major way. And I think that I'm gonna start tearing up. I'm actually feeling like a tiny bit sick. I know I'm not actually sick, but the coronavirus stuff is, I had one of my friends, I was over at her house before we all got locked down, and one second. And she had her guy she was dating over at her house, and he's now got the coronavirus. And so does his mom, and she's like in the hospital and she's pretty sick. So I'm praying for her and for him. But it worries me because I was over at her house and he was over there 2 days beforehand. And now she's also feeling really run down, has really bad headaches, and is feeling really sick. And the past like few days I've been starting to get headaches and feeling just kind of like not 100%. And today's Monday. Yesterday on Saturday night, I went to bed at like 11. I slept till like 11. I slept for like almost 12 hours. It ended up only being 11 hours. That's funny, 11, because the time changed. So, and I had totally forgot that the time changed. I had no idea because all the clocks change themselves, right? So, yeah, I guess my body was just exhausted, so I slept a lot. I've been eating really healthy though. I've been eating lots of fresh fruit and vegetables and making myself soups and drinking tons of water. I drink like 3 liters of water. But yeah, today I'm just not feeling the greatest. But all that's aside from the point. Went on a little off-track ramble there. But yeah, I mean, what is the point of trying to impress somebody that you don't even like? And I used to get really, sad when I had to let people go. Not so much sad. I sometimes was like mad at myself. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I would be like mad at myself for trusting those friends. You know what I mean? Like I recently had a friend, I say friend, but she was not a friend. It turned out she was just like super toxic. Again, I talk about this on my Instagram stories. It was like I got involved with this like network marketing company, and she pretended that she was like my best friend, and she was so nice to me and supportive, and I thought we were getting really quite close over like a 2.5 year period of time. Like it's not like it was just like a week or something. And I found out, unfortunately, earlier last year around the summertime, I think, that she was saying bad things about me and spreading like rumors to other people. Like not so much rumors, but saying things that weren't true. Like she was telling people not to be friends with me who were within the company. It was really weird. And these people, they like knew me more than they knew her, and they immediately came to me and were like, look at what she's saying, and showed me text messages and stuff. And I was just kind of like, I couldn't believe it. And I just, it blew my mind, and it just showed me, like, no matter how much you can see somebody for who you think they are, the mask can't stay on forever. And I think that maybe she was like a bit of a narcissist, you know? I think that maybe she had some like deep-seated insecurities and she was projecting them onto me, or, you know, something like that. And I feel really sorry for her that she couldn't, I don't know, come to me with these things that she felt, and instead tried to ruin good, healthy friendships that I had, and with these other girls as well too, which is really unfortunate, because now she's burned relationships with them too, because they saw the type of person that she really is, and they don't want to be anywhere near that. And it's just unfortunate. It was a very like Mean Girls kind of situation, and I'm like the polar opposite of a mean girl. I'm like polar opposite, and I felt something, you know, this is the thing, is that I felt something was off from the get-go. I felt something was off from the beginning when I first met her, and my ex, Alberto, he said the same thing. He was like, I don't trust this girl. I don't think you should be friends with her. I don't think you should get involved with the company with her. I think if you want to get involved with the company, do it with somebody else. I don't trust this girl. And I just ignored it. And there you go. That's what happens. If you don't trust your intuition, look what happens. And so, yeah, that falls into the same thing too. Even those few years ago, I was trying to, you know, fit in with something that didn't fit me. And I didn't fit in there. You know, I was a circle and they were a triangle. And, you know, it didn't work. And I tried to make it work, and it turned out to be the wrong fit from the beginning. And I should have just trusted my intuition and not tried to do something that I knew deep in my heart didn't align with who I was as a person. And therefore it stems back to the thing that we buy clothes to impress people we don't care about. We buy things to impress people that we don't even care to impress. And it's essentially the same thing when you're abandoning your true self to do something that doesn't reflect you as a person or your soul, then you're doing the same thing as buying a material object to impress somebody. You're trying to fit in. So those are some of my life lessons for the day. I am just about to go on to my team breakfast. We have our breakfast every morning. I still got up at 6 a.m. today, even though the time's changed. So if I look really tired, it's because I am. Yeah, I got up at 6, so I guess that's actually 5 a.m. right now. And yeah, I mean, well, it's not really 5 a.m. because now it's almost 6:45 or whatever. But the sun is coming up, and I am excited because that means the days are longer, and we love the summertime. I love the summertime, and I'm excited for spring to come. Even if we are still in quarantine during this time, I mean, one last thing before I go, if you are being affected by the coronavirus, as you know, I think every single country in the world is now. Last time I checked, it was like 195 countries. So, I mean, I think every single country is being affected. So, in some form or another, you must be being affected by this by now. And if you are, please don't let fear rule your life at this time, okay? Don't let fear rule your life. Stay true to yourself. Continue to have healthy habits, healthy hobbies. You know, if you can go out for a walk once a day, do it. You know, make it a longer walk if you can. Listen to something positive while you're outside. You know, protect yourself. Make sure you're washing your hands. I know everybody's like, stop saying wash your hands. It's common sense. Some people don't have common sense. I did a video on this. Some people don't. And they don't even wash their hands when there's not a pandemic. So, I mean, wash your hands. Take care of yourself. As soon as you get inside, you're washing your hands. Before you eat, you're washing your hands. You know, it's just the little things that we think maybe don't make a difference that make the biggest difference. And you can protect other people as well too. But make sure that you're keeping, you know, fear out of the equation, because you still need to be able to live your life, and you need to be able to be strong for yourself and for your family, and maintain a mindset that everything has an end. Everything has an end. Even the coronavirus. It has an end. We just don't know when that is. And in the meantime, the only thing that we can control is our own mind. our own mindset about everything. So take that with you today. And I love you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.